There is a persistent and profound idea somewhere out there in the vastness of human consciousness, an idea that cuts through the fog of everyday life and points the wayward spirit toward a truth that is at once ethereal and immanent. This truth, also known as divine truth, reveals secrets about the divine and sheds light on the meaning of life. Over the course of recorded history, people have asked big questions about God, the meaning of life, and the fabric of reality itself. As a result of these questions, many different philosophical, spiritual, and religious traditions have emerged, each with its own take on what it means to know God or the divine. However, the pursuit of divine truth is much more than a mental exercise. It is a profound spiritual adventure. The concept of divine truth rests on the premise that God is not some external force, but rather an inescapable part of our lives. This view, shared by many faiths, implies that we are not separate individuals, but rather part of a larger, more interconnected whole. In order to reach divine truth, one must often rise above the trappings of one's own ego and the material world. Forgetting that we are part of a greater whole and seeing division and isolation where there should be unity and interconnectedness is what we call ego in this discussion. The pursuit of God or ultimate truth is not confined to any one set of beliefs, but rather transcends cultural boundaries and philosophic tenets. Mystics from many faiths have claimed to have had direct divine revelations, and they have written about and painted their experiences in sacred texts. Let's investigate the views of various mystical traditions on the nature of God. The recognition of the divine as both within and without is central to Eastern philosophies like Hinduism and Buddhism. Hinduism's Atman, the inner self, and Brahman, the ultimate reality, or Buddhism's teachings on the interconnectedness of all things lead us to ponder the possibility that the divine essence resides not just in holy sites or the heavens above us. The goal of these philosophies is to help people see beyond their own limited perspectives and into the light of divine truth. Mystics of the Sufi tradition, also known as Sufis or dervishes, seek union of their souls with the beloved, the divine reality also known as Allah. Spiritual practices such as dhikr, remembrance of God, meditation, and ecstatic dance are central to Sufism because they allow one to directly experience divine truth. The poetry of Sufi mystics like Rumi exemplifies the power of love and devotion to reveal the divine truth. The Jewish esoteric tradition known as Kabbalah explores the hidden meanings of the Torah and the character of God. It delves into the mystical understanding of the sacred texts, with an emphasis on the Hebrew alphabet and the divine names as portals to the divine reality. Kabbalists believe that understanding the hidden dimensions of reality and the interconnectedness of all things can be attained through meditation on the divine names and contemplation of the tree of life. With its diverse array of contemplative practices and mystical experiences, Christian mysticism provides a fresh angle on God's ultimate reality. Meister Eckhart, John of the Cross, and Teresa of Avila are just a few of the mystics who delved deeply into the mystical union of the human soul with Christ and the divine. When a Christian mystic attains union with God, a state of profound and life-altering experience of divine love and oneness, they have attained divine truth. Despite their apparent differences, all of these mystical traditions share a commitment to establishing a personal relationship with God through meditation and contemplation. They serve as a timely reminder that the search for meaning is open to people of all faiths and traditions. Beyond the bounds of religious doctrine, there is an infinite wellspring of spiritual wisdom just waiting to be tapped into, and this is something that is emphasized by these mystical paths. But it's important to keep in mind that the human concept of truth is inextricably linked to how we make sense of the world. It is born of duality, always standing in contrast to error and falsehood. Truth, in essence, is a product of the human mind's dual construction, an intellectual fabrication intrinsic to our way of thinking. Humans are able to discriminate, evaluate, and make choices because the world they inhabit is inherently dual and divided. Our conception of truth thrives within this duality, finding its meaning in contrast to its antithesis, lies. However, we must admit that truth, as we understand it, exists only in the realm of human imagination. In the vastness of the universe, beyond the limits of our understanding, the concept of truth becomes meaningless. Human conceptions of truth or falsity have no bearing on the laws of physics, the natural order, or the operation of the universe. Truth, in its universal sense, is congruent with humanity and inextricably linked to our very existence. It's not an unchanging fact of life. Rather, it reflects our mental processes and arises from our desire to make sense of the world. Whether or not humanity and its truths exist, the universe will continue to exist in accordance with its immutable laws and cosmic order. In the vastness of space and time, our comprehension of the truth is but a speck. It's a sobering reminder of the cosmic mysteries that lie beyond our comprehension. In our never-ending search for God's truth, we delve deep into the maze of human reasoning in an effort to see beyond the surface. Our goal is to delve deeply into the mind and uncover the hidden dimensions of life. The idea of divine truth is an invitation to delve into the ineffable, look beyond the surface of everyday life, and ponder the vast mysteries of the cosmos. It serves as a sobering reminder that our perception of the world is necessarily restricted, and that the answers to our most pressing questions may lie not beyond the limits of our own minds, but within them. We are called to investigate how our mental models and the vast mysteries of the cosmos in which we find ourselves interact on the path to discovering divine truth, a spiritual quest that is timeless, universal, and personal.